History shows that commodity investing in the short run has produced either dramatic gains or losses, and over the long run, barring some exceptions, poor or suboptimal returns. Let's do a three-point analysis to understand how to avoid pitfalls while investing in commodity stocks. 1. Check track record and management experience. Well, the financial history of a company, such as sales growth, volatility in the margins, fluctuation in costs, the behavior of the returns ratios, and most importantly, whether the company made losses in any of these years and why, could actually provide a solid base of understanding of these companies and stocks. Now, once this is done, we know that the character of the business and how it has behaved in different commodity cycles. Now, if the past really suggests that it is vulnerable to cycles, investors have enough reasons to really stay away from the stock. Now, companies that have really relied on the short-term wisdom have actually turned into irreparable disasters. Sooner or later, the knowledge and wisdom of management who have really learned during different cycles comes to the rescue. It is thus extremely important to really understand the management experience per se, the bandwidth and also the character of the management. In an upcycle, irrational management optimism or say greed for more could endanger the future profitability. Acquiring companies, expanding large capacities beyond the means, excessively relying on borrowed funds could all lead to future problems. Often, the management also gives us really space to competitors who are the talk of the town. But as an investor, we are under no compulsion or peer pressure, which is why the management prudence is an extremely important parameter considering the cyclical nature of the commodities business. 2. Check for cost advantages and financial leverage. Well, commodities are traded globally, and what happens in one part of the world really has implications for everyone around the world. Now, many inefficient commodity producers have actually gone out of business in the last down cycles, such as of 2008 and 9, and thereafter in 2014-15. Now, a company can enjoy cost advantage as a result of captive resources such as mines, low employee cost, captive power plants, in-house logistics, etc. Now, the idea is that a low-cost producer will not only survive in the downturn, but will also thrive in the boom, producing extra cash which can be further used for strengthening its moat or paying back to the shareholders. Now, in metals, for instance, many Indian companies like Nalco, Hindalco, and Tata Steel are among the low-cost producers in the world. Now, they fall in the lowest quartile of the world cost curve. Now, what this really brings on the table for the shareholders is that even in a severe downward cycle, they have actually remained profitable. Financial leverage in the long run could also be injurious to the health and possibly the surest way to destroy market value of a company. So, note that in mind, and in a down cycle, profit really shrinks, which is the reason why companies really fall into a debt trap, where the interest cost adds to their woes, and failure to produce enough cash to really cover the interest cost leads to losses, which in turn erodes the net worth of the company and ultimately leads to a classic business downfall. 3. Valuation. Well, buying and selling really plays a very important role when investing in commodity stocks. Now, what you need to keep in mind is that because of the cyclical nature of the business, this is precisely the reason why most of the valuation techniques fail here. Earnings-based valuations hardly show any kind of reliable results. In the down cycle, earnings will fail and price to earnings will actually expand swiftly. Similarly, during the boom, PE ratio will look cheap because of the higher earnings, which actually are again a trap and an illusion. Paying attention to the replacement value has been quite helpful in different cycles and various cycles, but the success of it really lies in the art of its calculation. The key is buying them at the bottom of the cycle. Second, selling them at the peak of the cycle. Now, commodity as an investment really requires consistently very high level of watch and to be fortuitous enough to get the entire cycle right.